First at 10, the Cascade County Sheriff addressing the COVID outbreak in the Cascade County Detention Center. This past Friday, Cascade County Sheriff Jesse Slaughter announced the detention center's first case of COVID-19. Today, the sheriff said the outbreak has now expanded from just one case to 55. In response to the first positive case, medical staff isolated the symptomatic individual and placed him in isolation. Since then, the City County Health Department and Alluvian Health have been on site testing other inmates and staff. Over the past few days, they discovered 53 inmates from the state jail and 2 detention center employees have coronavirus. Sheriff Slaughter says staff have always taken safety protocols at the jail seriously, even increasing preventative measures against COVID when they noticed cases statewide on the rise.
Recently, before we had the outbreak at the facility, we actually upped them, anticipating that what we were seeing around everywhere, that there was another kind of spike. For example, when officers come in and they're inmates, we don't even allow the law enforcement officers in the facility anymore. The detention officers get them and bring them in. So we're trying to do whatever we can to limit outside access to the facility so we mitigate that.
Testing will continue at the jail, and as a safety measure, all civilian visitations are suspended at this time. Well, more than 50 new cases of coronavirus are being reported statewide today. This afternoon, Hill County reported 15 positive cases, bringing their total number of active cases to 22. We're seeing 1,534 active cases statewide, 114 hospitalizations, and 93 deaths. Well, multiple agencies continue to battle a wildfire near Norris that started early Sunday afternoon. Officials say the cause of the Bradley Creek fire is unknown. The fire, now estimated at 1,700 acres. Madison County Disaster Emergency Services says the fire was close to being contained early Sunday afternoon, but wind continued to pick up and change directions on firefighters. At one point, U.S. Highway 287 between Norris and Ennis was closed. Livestock loss has occurred due to the fire, and a high-voltage power line in the area sustained damage. A wildfire that broke out east of Stevensville over the weekend has grown to 90-plus acres. The Cinnabar fire is located approximately 10 air miles east of Stevensville, 15 miles south of I-90 up the Rock Creek drainage. There are no structures threatened at this time. The fire behavior was expected to be active this afternoon with the potential for smoke visible. Fire managers note several previously burned areas surround that fire, which also would be used as natural barriers to moderate fire spread. There are 65 personnel assigned to battle the lightning-sparked fire. Fire crews in Northern California are making some progress battling 3 sets of massive wildfires, but they say it will be weeks before the fires are out. And thousands remain under evacuation orders, and at least 7 people have died. CBS's Chris Martinez has the latest from Los Angeles.
14,000 firefighters are battling the wildfires that are ravaging California.
We're currently battling some 625 fires across the state. We're deploying every resource at our disposal.
A break in the weather is allowing crews to get a handle on 3 massive sets of fires surrounding the San Francisco Bay Area. Just in the last week, those fires consumed more than 1.2 million acres, or 1,875 square miles. That includes 2,500-year-old redwoods at the Big Basin Redwood State Park, where fire also wiped out the park's headquarters and campgrounds. More than 1,200 structures are destroyed.
There's no question there are more structures that have been damaged by this historic wildfire season.
Angel Cruz grabbed her cat and fled to this evacuation center as flames approached her neighborhood near Santa Cruz.
Mentally, it's terrible. I mean, we stand to lose everything that we have. Coupled with the pandemic, it's like a double whammy.
Police say they're now dealing with looters in evacuated neighborhoods.
It takes a special person to wake up in the morning and say, you know what, I'm going to go victimize and traumatize people who have already been through everything that this community's been through.
So far, they've arrested more than a dozen people. The fire in wine country north of San Francisco and another one burning southeast of the city are now 2 of the 3 largest fires in state history. Smoke from the fires has drifted as far as Kansas. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Governor Newsom said California has had 7,002 wildfires so far this year compared to 4,292 at this time last year. Well, visibility levels are low for some due to all that smoke out there, and our Storm Tracker weather team is here to tell us more. So let's head on over to the Weather Center to Grant Garland. Grant?
Yeah, it's been incredible, Tim, especially coming from the East Coast out here. You never really see wildfires out there, and when you do, they don't impact you the way that we're seeing them right now. I mean, visibility levels down to 3 miles here in the Electric City, 6 in Helena, 8 in Havre, and around 7 down towards Bozeman. As far as what it is, though, for air quality, well, if you're like me and kind of have some problems breathing outside, well, you should be out there. Unhealthy for sensitive groups in Great Falls, Helena, Butte, as well as Bozeman. Looking at moderate levels for Kalispell, Lewistown, and Missoula. And this all is coming from out towards California. Our winds up in the atmosphere are picking that smoke up and carrying it all the way across the Treasure State. And just like we just heard, that even folks in Kansas, they are seeing this smoke. As far as our problems right now with any rain, if it's even falling at all, we are looking at a few rain showers just southwest of Chester, east of Conrad. Our chances for showers and thunderstorms, they will vamp up again for tomorrow, and we're going to see some of those be possibly severe. We're going to talk about all this and more, but for now, back to you.
All right, thanks, Grant. Well, Longfellow Elementary School held a ribbon cutting today for their new building on 7th Avenue South in Great Falls.
Welcome to Longfellow Elementary School.
The new facility was made possible by a voter-approved bond several years ago, and also more than $400,000 in private donations to the Great Falls Public Schools Foundation. Some of the new features include an inclusive playground, a sensory room, and a resource center named for former Superintendent Tammy Lacey. The school is almost 60,000 square feet. It has 18 classrooms, and it came in at a budget of $15.4 million.
This new school, along with Giant Springs Elementary School, and the vast repairs done through the entire district, speak to ourselves, but also to others interested in bringing to Great Falls good jobs, economic opportunities.
Private donations were made by the Gray Family Foundation, as well as D.A. Davidson Companies, Stu and Janie Nicholson, and others. Helena area teachers are back at school this week, getting their classrooms and distance learning ready for the new school year. East Helena teachers were hard at work today getting packets together and classrooms sorted for the new year. The 2020-2021 school year will be unique, with educators facing new and evolving challenges due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Yet even with the hurdles, many teachers say they can't wait to see their students, be it through a computer or in person.
I just love my kids. I love to see their face light up when they learn new things and come into an environment that might be new to them and just become comfortable and excited to learn.
The East Helena School District has divided the students attending in person into groups in order to help them limit potential COVID exposure. East Helena kicks off their school year this Wednesday. Helena School District will begin their rolling start next week. Great Falls Central Catholic teachers return to work today for 2 days of intensive training. The students will return Wednesday for a regular 7-period schedule. Central Catholic has reduced its students' capacity this year. About 100 students will attend in the high school in person, and a handful of teens will attend remotely this year with a live stream into the classroom. Everyone coming into the school building will have their temperature and symptoms checked. Class sizes have been reduced to allow for social distancing, and stickers have been placed on the floor to mark where chairs should be. Masks are required, but students will be able to take them off once they're seated in class. HEPA filters will exchange air inside classrooms every hour. Teachers will wear N95 masks.
The most vulnerable people in the school are the teachers. They're the most vulnerable to getting sick. And if they get sick, we're in the worst kind of trouble. We can't replace what the teachers do in the classroom.
Tarosky says even though she's been in education for 26 years, nothing prepares you for the challenges and changes of the upcoming school year. She adds it's been tough trying to figure out all the details, and that many items from sanitation supplies to technology are on back order because so many people need them right now.
Republicans and the Trump campaign take their turn in the spotlight. I'm Natalie Brand with the topics in focus on night one of the Republican National Convention.
From Montana's news leader, you're watching the MTN 10 o'clock news.
Welcome back. In Montana's 2020 race for governor, you've been hearing a lot about the sales tax as an issue between Republican Greg Gianforte and Democrat Mike Cooney. But as MTN's Mike Dennison reports, their positions on a statewide sales tax are pretty much the same.
Lieutenant Governor Mike Cooney, who's running for governor, doesn't mince words when it comes to his opposition to a sales tax.
No sales tax, no statewide sales tax, not today, not 2 years from now, not ever.
And his main opponent, Republican Congressman Greg Gianforte, essentially says the same.
I've been very clear. I would veto it if it came to my desk. Montanans have been very clear. We've had a number of referendums. Montanans don't want a sales tax.
Yet Cooney and fellow Democrats continue to accuse Gianforte of supporting or advocating for a statewide sales tax.
On this, my opponent and I could not disagree more. After Montanans rejected a statewide sales tax twice, Greg Gianforte called a state sales tax in Montana an ideal solution.
Yes, he did, 18 years ago, when speaking to a governor's advisory council about how Montana could cut its taxes on income and capital gains to attract more business development to the state. But when he ran for governor in 2016, and again this year, Gianforte has said repeatedly that he opposes a sales tax. That opposition also is in Gianforte's state business plan, released last month. We asked Cooney why we shouldn't take Gianforte at his word, that he opposes the very tax that Cooney opposes.
He's not telling the truth, and it's just that simple. He's trying to change now to protect his political career. I mean, let me put it this way. This is a guy who lied to the police after he assaulted a reporter. Why should Montanans believe him on anything?
There is a legislative panel examining state tax reform that will meet Tuesday to look at sales tax options. But the chairman of that panel, Representative Alan Redfield of Livingston, told MTN News Monday that he said the committee is wasting its time since both gubernatorial candidates have said they would veto any sales tax bill. Gianforte calls the Democratic allegation that he supports a sales tax complete fabrication. I'm sure we can find plenty of policy differences between Mr. Gianforte and Mr. Cooney, but on the sales tax, there's not a lot. Reporting from Helena, Mike Dennison, MTN News.
Montana's Judicial Nomination Commission is accepting applications. They are looking to fill the seat of District Court Judge Gregory Pinsky. He's stepping down, as we've previously mentioned. His last day will be October 2nd. The commission has received applications from 6 attorneys. They're listed on your screen. You can find a link to their applications on our website. The commission is seeking public comments on the applicants, and you have until September 23rd. A new CBS News poll shows the Republican Party is now the party of President Donald Trump. The poll shows more Republicans say being a Trump supporter is more important to their political identity than being a Republican. The two values came together tonight as the Republican National Convention kicked off. CBS's Natalie Brand has details from Washington.
Faith in me.
Senator Tim Scott capped off the opening night of the Republican National Convention with a stark warning.
Make no mistake. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris want a cultural revolution, a fundamentally different America. If we let them, they will turn our country into a socialist utopia.
The South Carolina senator also accused Biden's policies of hurting African Americans.
In 1994, Biden led the charge on a crime bill that put millions of black Americans behind bars. President Trump's criminal justice reform law fixed many of the disparities Biden created and made our system more fair and just for all Americans.
One of the harshest attacks came from a Georgia Democrat.
The Democratic Party does not want black people to leave their mental plantation.
Also appearing, Mark and Patricia McCloskey, the St. Louis couple facing felony charges after waving firearms at Black Lives Matter protesters in late June.
Democrats no longer view the government's job as protecting honest citizens from criminals, but rather protecting criminals from honest citizens.
President Trump will be featured each night of the convention, including Monday night's appearance with frontline workers.
These are the incredible workers that helped us so much with the COVID. We can call it many different things, from China virus. I don't want to go through all the names because some people may get insulted.
President Trump's oldest son, Donald Trump Jr., also focused on China while attacking Joe Biden.
Beijing Biden is so weak on China that the intelligence community recently assessed that the Chinese Communist Party favors Biden. They know he'll weaken us both economically and on a world stage.
And former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley accused Biden of being weak on Iran and North Korea. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
Well, temperatures tonight falling down to around 60 degrees in Great Falls, 59 for those in Lewistown. Don't go away. Your 7-day forecast is coming up.
Storm Tracker weather starts now with Grant Garland.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you have had a pleasant Monday evening, ready to take on Tuesday. 94 degrees today, very, very warm, 14 degrees above the average for this time of year, around 86 down towards Helena, 92 in Lewistown. The farther east you went, it was a little bit warmer, 99 degrees in Jordan and 98 in Bozeman. Now, like I just said, we are looking at well above the average for this time of year for Great Falls, 80 degrees. That's what we typically see. The record was set back in 1969 when it was 106 degrees. That was also the year that Diana Ross and the Supremes came out with their song, We'll Stay Together. Someday we'll stay together. That's right. Don't forget that someday in it. 72 degrees in Cut Bank currently, 72 as well as in Lewistown and in Great Falls, 74 in Helena. A lot warmer though out towards Glasgow, and we're seeing 81 degree temperatures. And with the smoke, now we have seen our visibility levels increase, which is good news. 7 miles visibility now in Great Falls. Earlier, just like around an hour ago, we were looking at 3 miles visibility. 6 though still in Helena, 7 in Bozeman, and 8 out towards Havre. With all that smoke, it's actually creating some problems for our air quality levels. So here in the Electric City as well as the capital city, it is unhealthy for the sensitive groups out towards folks in Missoula as well as in Lewistown, looking at moderate levels for that. And as far as our winds are concerned, even though we really aren't seeing any problems right now, we did earlier. We saw a 32-mile-per-hour wind gust here in the Electric City, 25 in Glasgow, and 32 up in Cut Bank. Over the last 3 hours, we've been looking at a few showers that have been staying up towards Conrad. The problem is, though, is that we have not seen actually any rain fall over any of our weather stations because of how dry it's been. As we head throughout the day tomorrow, we're going to have an increase in elevated fire weather, and so heads up, it's going to be another day. Mixed in with that, we're going to have a few thunderstorms out and about. So with our fire concern, it's going to be the isolated storms that are dry. We definitely don't want to see any cloud-to-ground lightning. However, though, the Storm Prediction Center, they have issued a medium to low risk for any severe thunderstorms because damaging wind gusts and lightning will be the main threats. Pretty much Helena and those that's just going to clip Lewistown, you guys are going to have a better chance of seeing scattered severe thunderstorms tomorrow. Going throughout the night into tomorrow, we are going to be staying pretty much dry for the most part. However, though, right around 3:30, that's where we're going to see these showers and thunderstorms start to make their way out towards the northeast, towards Great Falls and Lewistown, heading into around 7 p.m. hour, looking at many folks in central Montana getting the shower activity. Right around, though, 9 o'clock, we start to see our showers break apart. Glasgow may be able to see a shower or two, but it's really going to be down towards Helena and Butte that we're going to really see the chance for heavy rain, heavy downpours, and the chance for a good thunderstorm. Heading throughout Wednesday, though, we will see our showers and thunderstorms pick back up for the afternoon, and that could also bring the chance for some severe weather. As far as how much rain we could be looking at, well, for those in around Helena, around 1/4 inch of rain, and those in Lewistown, right around just shy of 2/10 of an inch of rain. Tonight, 59 degrees in Lewistown, 60 in Great Falls, 58 in Helena. Tomorrow, warming up to 87 in both Lewistown and Great Falls, 88 in Helena. We are going to be looking at showers and thunderstorms with us tomorrow, as well as an isolated chance for us on Wednesday. And then we're going to be looking at 87 degrees for Friday with blue skies. Showers return on Sunday. And we're going to be looking at pretty much the same situation for our friends in Helena, except a better chance for showers and thunderstorms on Wednesday. Tim?
Well, it won't be long until our traditional weekly tribute to the week's top plays returns. But until then, Tom and Cece have one more edition of Social Distance Game Changers. That's next.
From Montana's news leader, you're watching the MTN 10 o'clock news.
Welcome back. With high school sporting events returning this week, Game Changers will go back to featuring sports highlights starting next Monday. But for now, Tom and Cece Wiley have one final edition of Social Distance Game Changers.
Hey, Cece. Thanks for taking this call on such short notice, but it is Monday, so we got Game Changers. I sent you some video. Have you had a chance to take a look at them? All right, good to know. Without further ado, let's jump into our top moments of the week. At number 5, good news for moviegoers. AMC theaters open back up this week with limited capacity and concessions, but buttered popcorn is back on the menu. At number 4, high school sports got off to a successful start with the Great Falls Golf Invite featuring 13 AA teams at 2 locations. Congratulations to the Gallatin boys and Bozeman girls for taking home team titles. At number 3, Arts Fest Montana returned to the Electric City with 9 artists painting murals in downtown Great Falls, all with a goal of bringing people together through art. At number 2, it's back to school time for many communities, and Centerville and Cascade were among the first schools to open, returning to the hallways for a memorable first day in a school year unlike any other. And at number 1, Montana proudly supporting one of its own. 14-year-old Kiana Yeager of Fairfield is fighting COVID-19 at a hospital in Salt Lake City. But over 2,000 people have joined a Facebook group called Kiana's Biggest Drive to donate to food banks in her name. Well, of course, folks, please help us out. You can send video to Home Highlights at KRTV.com. Reporting from home, Tom and Cece Wiley with another edition of Game Changers, MTN News.
All right, thanks, guys, and don't go away. We'll be right back.
Well, tonight temperatures falling down to 54 degrees in Cut Bank, 60 in Great Falls, warming up to 87 in Great Falls tomorrow, as well as Lewistown at 90 in Havre. We do have a chance for isolated to scattered severe thunderstorms tomorrow, bringing with them damaging wind gusts as well as lightning. Over the next 3 days, temperatures falling down to 82 degrees here in Great Falls, and for those in Helena, around 83, Tim, on Thursday.
Finally, here's one more reason to drink coffee. It can help protect you against liver cancer. Scientists say drinking 2 or 3 cups of coffee per day can reduce a person's chance of getting liver cancer by 38%. 4 or more cups could lower the risk by 41%. Researchers achieved their results by creating a formula using liver cancer death statistics and coffee drinking rates from 2016. In that year, more than 1.2 million people died from liver cancer. So, coffee, a great wake-up call.
I wish I could. I'm a sweet tea person, but you know, to each their own.
Start giving coffee up.
But
That's all the time we have. Have a great night.